Right, welcome back. Thanks for joining me, taking the time to watch this. Friday night is what's going to be challenge night for a few weeks, where we focus on all the challenges and grow-alongs that people are doing on YouTube. And tonight we're going to focus on tomatoes. A lot of people grow tomatoes, and I'm going to be doing it a bit different. I'm going to be using the 2-cup method, where you plant your seed, then you don't have to prick them out, you don't have to pot them on, using the 2-cup method. And I'll go through that in a bit of detail in a minute. But first, we're going to focus on the grow along that's being done by Mark over at Gang and Peanut. And he's sent out to a few people 5 different unusual seeds, and they are Chuppa Chups, Dirty Gertie, Eagle Smiley, Accordion Cherry, and Great Scott. And the idea is we grow along with him, and at the end of it we have a bit of a taste test. And the nice thing about it is it's all unusual and different varieties, and they've all come from a company called Tomato Revolution. All right, brilliant firm, lots of interesting and unusual varieties of tomatoes, maybe to pick 1 or 2 to grow along with your main crop tomatoes that you like to grow yourself. So that's Mark's grow along, and I'm glad he sent me some seeds. But the only slight concern I got is some of them are in plastic bags. Now, I don't know if that's going to affect their germination. I don't know. The ones Mark sent me are no longer available from Tomato Revolution. They've sold out, but I have got some that they still had, and I've got them in these paper packets. So I'm going to use this seed for the ones I can. All right, so that's what it's all about. Mark grow along. So let me show you how I sow the seeds in such a way that you haven't got to prick them out and you haven't got to pot them on. So I'll bring you in closer and I'll go through it in a bit of detail so you can see what I do. All right. Right then, so I'll go through this in a bit of detail in case anybody wants to have a go. Like I say, it worked really well for me, so I'm doing it again. First off, what you'll need is some of these 12-ounce red plastic cups. All right, that's to grow the tomato in. And secondly, you'll need some 12-ounce, and I found getting clear ones makes it easier once we put one inside the other, and I'll show you that bit at the end. I've done another video of the next stage, so you can see both parts of this in one video. And I found with the clear one, it means you can easily see the water level because it's clear, right? If you can imagine, if you had 2 red cups, it's a bit more difficult to see the water level. All right, so that's one little sort of tip I picked up from doing it last year. All right, we don't need this yet, but like I say, I'll show you the second half at the end of the video. Right, so we've got our cup. We need some drainage holes. Now, some people I've seen drill, like they'll get a stack of them and drill down through drainage holes that way. But one person I saw doing it, and it sort of made sense. What they did is cut on the edge so that if the roots go down and try to circle, they come out through, air prune themselves, go back in, and it's what I found. They tend to go back in and come back up. And the reason this method works so well is because tomatoes, if you bury the stem, more roots will come out of the stem. All right, so that's why it works. So all I did was just using some side cutters, you could use a pair of scissors, go into the corner, snip it on a bit of a triangle, just like that. I mean, this is the only faffy bit of doing this. The rest of it is really simple. And a lot of these cups are ones I'm reusing for the second year. You know, this one, I washed it out obviously, but that was used last year. So once you've got the cup, it's pretty sustainable. Then all you do is I put soil in up to about that level. It's about 2 inches. All right. So the compost I'm using is the usual mix for seeds, sieved compost. This is Jack's Magic, mixed at a ratio of 2 of compost to 1 of fine vermiculite, and that gives, well, I think, I don't know, it a really nice airy mixture for the seeds. You just whack that in there. Now, where did I put it? Ah, here it is. I've made a little round squisher, but you don't really need this. Just to put it down, just so it's nice and firm, nice and level in the cup. Then I give that a really good watering with the famous Timu watering can, of course. So give that a really good watering. Then what I tend to do is put 2 tomato seeds in each cup, and then when they germinate you can terminate the one you don't want. Now I've put the seeds in a tray just because in the packet it's difficult to deal with them. Makes life a bit easier. And then I just got a stick, wet the stick, touch the seed, put the seed in to just nicely spaced middle of the cup. Make sure it comes off your stick. Oh yeah, there it is, I can see it. Just like that. And then just light dusting the compost on top of that. Squish it down again. Another light watering. If you've got any water left. And that's it. That's all you do. That will now go under my grow lights or a sunny windowsill. Tomatoes do need, from what I've read, a bit of warmth to get going, and under my particular grow lights, temperature there sits around about 16 to 20 degrees, so they'll be fine. What you can do, I did it last year, but I don't know if it's absolutely necessary, is you could just get a bit of cling film, swear on it, because you can never find the end. It's the devil's work, this stuff, it really is, but it makes it easy to stick a little cover over the top. So just like that. And it's got its own little humidity dome. Now, as far as marking's concerned, I have written on that cup, that's got to use the wrong cup, you idiot. But what I do is I write on the cup with one of these Pentel permanent paint markers. I find they're really good. I thought I wrote on that. Did I lose them in marbles? No, I didn't. Not a problem. Those are Chuffer Chups. Chuffer Chups. And a date. Right, well that's it. And then all I do is put the seed cup inside the plastic cup. That way it's ready for the next stage. And with the power of editing, now I can go and show you the next stage, which in reality is about 2 or 3 weeks time. All right, so that's the first part of the 2-cup method. I'll only show you doing one because the rest of it is just doing exactly the same. All right, right. Let's go and have a look at the second part and see you there. Right. So in best Blue Peter style, we go on to what we do next. Now, these are about 2.5, 3 weeks old. These were some Alice's Dream that Linda McLeod kindly sent me the seed for, and I started them early just to check for germination on her saved seeds, and first class, they all come up fantastic. So now, you know, we've gone through the bit of a faff bit of cutting the slots in the bottom. So all we have to do now, I'll take it out just so I can get compost in there, is add the compost. So there's no pricking out or potting on as such. You just put the compost around the stem, so instantly your what would have been a slightly leggy plant is now a little compact plant. Simple as that. And then the next bit, we had the plastic cups already, but they were just sat in there like that. All we do now is drop a small stone in the bottom of the cup. That holds the inner cup away from the bottom so that air can get in around here, and when you water them, you can water from the outside. What I tend to do is water so it just goes up above the V. I mean, this is dry compost, so I will water these from the top just to settle them in and get them going. But because of the stone, they won't become waterlogged. And the other thing I noticed is when I pulled them out to plant them last year, because of the air pruning of the roots coming out of there and it going, no, I don't like this, and going back in, the root ball in this cup was fantastic. It really was. Unfortunately, I didn't film that, dumbass. And then, because it's me, I like to chuck some fine vermiculite just in around the base, just like that. That helps to prevent the compost from drying out. And there we have it. And if it goes the same as last year, I wouldn't have to repot this now until it goes out in the bed, in the polytunnel. All right, so that's the second part of the 2-cup method of planting tomatoes. It worked for me, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the first bit, but you know, once you've made these cuts, which is the only fiddly bit, job's a good one. And you know, you can tell this cup's a bit light. That's the second year of using this cup, so it's quite sustainable. And when you're done with them, stack them all one on top of the other, and they take up no space for storing. Right, well, there we go. Planting me tomatoes in the 2-cup method. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and cheers and go on.